Oh,
How's it going?
good. How are you doing, man?
Good.
Right on. Just fired it up, getting everybody on, hopefully. Just 1 second here. Hello, Megan.
Hi, Megan. Hi, Orange Hand, which Wisconsin Watch Guy. We also have Blue Shirt, of course. Thomas. Hello, Geezer.
All right.
Hello, howdy.
All right. Keeps howdy. Keep spamming the chat. Blue shirt Buddha.
Hey, what's up, Ethan?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad at all, thanks.
Cool. Yeah.
Hey, Blue Shirt.
Hey, everybody. Wisconsin Watch Guy, Orange Hand, Megan Arthur, thank you for joining us. Howdy from Texas. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for joining us. Geezer, everybody else who's in the chat. Sorry if I missed anybody. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
Hey, Thomas.
Hi there, everyone. Yeah, welcome everybody. I think Blue Shirt's done the duties and welcomed everybody. And hello to another Sunday with the Punters. How you doing, NS? How you doing, Blue Shirt? How you doing, Zippo? You well?
We're good.
Very good.
Everyone in the
Thomas.
chat, hope you're doing all right, everyone.
Right on. Are we gonna get anybody else on? We're gonna try.
Yeah, jump
please.
on it, anyone. Feel free, please.
Keep on posting the link, Flippin'. And please, anybody that wants to come on, feel free to. This is why we're doing it, not just so you can hear us, but we want to hear from you.
Wait, what? We're not taking super chats and stuff?
We are not taking super chats. We are not e-begging. We are not doing any of that stuff, no. And I can safely say that that probably everyone here has curtains.
Yes. Or blinds.
Right.
Blinds are acceptable too.
Well.
So how is everybody's week? Good, I hope?
Yeah, good. How about yourself?
Yeah, same old.
Been keeping busy?
I've been trying to do, I put your notebooks to good use. So.
Good stuff, my friend.
So. Hello, Watch Habit.
Hey, Watch Habit. How are you? Thanks for joining us.
I've had a perfectly cloudy, rainy weekend, so it's a good time to chat about watches today.
Okay, cool. We've had a whole string of really beautiful, hot days here in New York, with the exception of yesterday, which was cloudy, but it's sunny out again here today. So it's very nice.
Yeah, we've had some lovely weather here, but it's really rainy yesterday and today. It's not good. So I've just been out for a walk, and it's been a bit gloomy.
Yeah, we've been lucky. We finally exited that big heat wave, and now it's a little bit of rain, but nice, sunny, more bearable temperature. So
yeah, too hot's no good. Howdy, Chip Gage.
Hey, Chip Gage, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Chip.
Hi there, Chip. Yeah, hi, Watch Habit. Everyone, Megan.
So should we get the auction news out of the way and
sure
just say that prices were crazy and
right?
They looked crazy, didn't they? The estimates that we saw on ID Guy's stream yesterday looked ridiculous.
Well, what was crazy is that there's some really, really nice watches, like vintage and very rare FP Jones, right? That went for either what they should have gone for or a little bit higher. But what was crazy was all the new watches that went for stupid prices, right? So got stuff like a Batgirl for 25,000 Swiss francs, and
Right.
that's before like the 25% fee, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, before exactly. And a Habring 2 went for like 25 grand, I think.
yeah,
Something really
Orange Hand's
ridiculous.
just saying that a Kermit went for over 40K. I didn't realize that. No, I didn't. Orange Hand. Wow.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
I mean,
Well, makes you think, Thomas, huh?
yeah,
Yeah, it does. Wow.
a Cartier tank asymmetrique went for 37,500,
Wow.
and that's a watch from 1996. So it was pretty.
What do you think drove it?
I don't know. I like some of the prices still seem completely unrealistic to me. Like I don't know anybody with money like who has 25,000. So 25,000 Swiss francs is like 25,000 US dollars. Right?
Correct. Yep.
So if you have 25,000 US dollars plus 25%, right? Or
Right.
well, Megan is saying 30%.
Yeah.
Because you have the buyer's premium, it works two ways, right? There's the fee for the seller, the fee for the buyer.
Mhm.
Like who has $25,000 plus 30% to buy on a Batgirl, right? They can't get a Batgirl anywhere else at that
Insane,
price.
isn't it?
Right?
Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
so some of them are questionable to the point where are they real sales?
Mhm.
Right? Like I'm sure they are. I'm not trying to imply anything, but
Right.
you know, who like I get if it's like an old Paul Newman or something that's rare, right?
Mhm.
But look, if you had 25,000 plus 30% in your pockets right now,
Right.
how long does it take you to find a Batgirl for less than that? Right? So who's buying that at an auction for that much money, you know? And Wisconsin Watch Guy is saying, are you sure you don't want me to put the super chats in escrow? No, I think we'll I think we'll manage without the super chats. I think we can-
Yeah.
If you put them in credit to Philip's auction house, we
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. Plus, it'd be complicated trying to split it 5 ways. So it's
Yeah.
we appreciate the thought, though. But welcome, Junior Johnson, and welcome, GMT Master.
Yep.
And welcome, Underachieving Watch Collector, and Danger Will Robinson.
Yeah.
Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Everyone, welcome.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, great to see you all.
Okay, and there was one, and I don't remember what it even was that I got late to the ID guys stream. It was the Elanga and Zone that was like estimated value of, I'm pretty sure it was like 8 to 12,000, something like that. I'm probably wrong, but that's the only one that I really caught my attention, just because it seemed like it was such a low price for that one. And I couldn't even remember what it was.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a really weird. You know, look, we talk about the. We just talked about that Batgirl, right, for 25,000. But then and that Cartier tank asymmetrique, which is just stupid at 37,500. That just doesn't make sense. But then you have a 1655 that went for 37,500.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, you know, it's weird that a 1655 would go the same price as a tank.
Right.
But you had definitely nice watches in there, but a lot that were just, you know, crazy.
Rare. A lot of rare watches.
Yeah, but a lot of overpriced watches, you know, like Rolex
yes.
Stellas for in the 35,000.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Expensive. Yeah, and Ludovic Balloir lot 50 that went for like I think 20 or 30,000 over a list, and that's a watch you can buy. That's just very, very,
Wow.
very weird. But,
Well, I guess there's a lot of people out there with a lot of cash burning a hole in their pocket.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it seems to be a real hype time, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Real
yeah,
watches on the up. I mean,
yeah. Like you were saying, NS, I don't understand why you would buy a Batgirl from this auction when you could just go gray market and buy one. There's plenty of them out there.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even the jaune on the rubber strap,
Mm-hmm.
it sold, I think, for 37,500.
Mm-hmm.
And I think um, I'm pretty sure one of those it might even be that one. There was one exactly like that that sold. I want to say on Touch of Modern or something.
Okay.
Maybe 2-3 months ago, and it was like in the 18,000 range or even less. So
Wow.
yeah, a lot of watches were crazy overpriced. I do get Megan's point that some of the watches were old and rare, and I
Mm-hmm.
think those went for expected prices. But I think a lot of modern, absolutely not rare watches just went for way too much.
Right.
yeah,
right.
Orange Hand's pointing out an all black GMT ceramic that went for 20K. I mean, it says he had a Seeking helicopter engraved on the back. I mean, some of those can be military affiliated, can't they? They can
Right.
be.
Sure.
They can have helicopters on because the squadrons, insignia or something. So
Right, and then you can understand paying a premium for it with something like that.
yeah, that may be why it had the helicopter on. I mean, I'm not positive, but
I'd love
could
to
be
know
good reason.
how that Kermit went for 40K. That's just
Yeah, maybe it
that's
belongs to
mind
someone.
blowing. Yeah, maybe it did.
Yeah.
If anybody knows, post it in the chat. Hey, Eric C. Pop, welcome. So that was just crazy. That
Yeah.
money.
Was that
You need
on YouTube? The auction itself?
I
think they did broadcast it. I'm not sure. I didn't see it myself, but
I'm not sure that they broadcast it on YouTube. Usually they broadcast it on their site.
yeah, you'd probably need to be logged into their have an account with them and logged into their site
Okay.
to watch it.
Because I am
Maybe be
subscribed to
bidding. Yeah, be bidding on.
them.
Well, otherwise, watch news wise, this week there were a couple of things that came out. Right?
Yeah, we had the lawn jeans come out.
Mhm.
Yeah, I put a link to that. The first link I put is to the new Longines tuxedo dials.
Very nice looking watches.
1940s inspired tuxedo dials. Very nice, and a blue shirt.
Yeah, they are. They are indeed very nice looking.
Mhm. My only complaint with those is that they didn't put a. I know they're going for the vintage vibe, but they could have put a sapphire case back. That would have been nice.
Yes.
Yeah, an exhibition case back. Yeah,
I agree. But good looking. I like both the time only and the chrono.
Mhm.
Both very sharp looking watches.
yeah. I mean, the time only looks cracking. I think
It does.
And also, as you say, the Bicompact's chronograph looks great. But they've really executed it well this range, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've been doing a great job at taking basically their old models from the archives and just replicating them very closely, and they're doing it very well.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the way Long Jeans is the route that they've chosen, going back in their archives and pulling stuff out. They're just classically beautiful watches, and it's nice to see them come back again.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And those are nice because the one thing that they're not trying to do is go like super, super high end and be just one more very overpriced brand. I think the strategy of reissuing their classic models is it's really paying off.
Well, I think Swatch Group has them slotted right in the middle. So I think that's their mission statement from corporate up on high. They're not going to be there. They're a step below where Omega is. Even though back in the day they were one of the premier names in watchmaking for the longest time.
Well, they're still right now they're big, right? So they're still huge in volume. So I think they're right where they want to be. They're doing well, and I agree. Orange Hand. It would have been nice to see their great column wheel movement. I think it's just at some point, it's a question of price and profits, and I think it is what it is.
Exactly.
Somebody said 38.5 mil case.
Yeah, it's a good size. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, it's closer to what you would expect from a classic watch. Right?
Yeah, more of the period size, isn't it?
Mhm.
Really, that when you think it's a 1940s inspired piece.
And that is coming back into popularity, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if really watches are really going to go for really small sizes again. But any Orange Hand, but that sort of makes you think, right? Selling a watch for more money, but with a probably cheaper movement, kind of tells you a lot about what they're trying to do. Yeah, I think 38, 37, I think that's going to be like in the smaller size for a while. I'm not saying it'll never come back, but I don't think 34 millimeters are coming back.
No, I agree with you. But you're seeing less and less really big watches and the sizes coming down to 40, 39, 38, 37.
Yeah, the problem with big watches is that first of all, if the lugs aren't done well,
Correct.
a big watch doesn't look good, right?
Yep.
So you need to have the lugs drilled closer to the case.
Right.
And to do that, you often need curved spring bars.
Right.
So it's more complicated to do well. And the other thing too is, look, at a huge watch was fashionable at some point, a really big watch, but it goes out of style quickly, and it doesn't look as good on people as people think it does. So 45, 46, those things are not as popular as they once were.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the big watch thing was a fashion, wasn't it? And comes and goes.
Yeah,
Correct.
it still makes sense for some watches that are made to be big, right? Like a Panerai and things like that.
Yeah.
But when you see like one of those like Super Oceans that's like at 46, that's just it's it's a 42 millimeter watch that's just been oversized.
Right. Even some of the Planet Oceans are a little, they don't need to be that big, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Orange Hand has a good point there, actually.
As long as women keep wearing 40 millimeters, that men are going to keep wearing bigger.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
maybe.
it's up to a point, right?
To a point.
I think you get my feeling has always been once you get to like over 44, the lugs have to be just right, the crown has to be just right,
correct.
the thickness has to be just right. It gets harder and harder. And I agree, Megan, about the lug to lug. I've always said that the lug to lug is the most important. But if you have a watch that has long lugs and really big bracelet and thick, it's hard.
Hey, Weekday Hustle, thank you for joining us.
Hi, Weekday. Well,
yes, we lug to lug is vitally important. Like my Seiko King Turtle is 45 and it's big, but the lug to lug is not bad, and it's no getting around it. It's a big watch, but it sits well.
Yeah, I find that if the lug to lug, and yeah, so lug to lug basically where not width, right? Not width of the bracelet, but the actual lug to lug, like
Correct.
the opposing lugs. I find that if you stay within 50, that's usually a great size. Like the Tudor Pelagos, it's a 42 millimeter and it's thick, but it's 49. So I think if you can stay within 50, a little bit more than 50, obviously, if it's a big watch, it's still very, very wearable.
Right. That's the problem that I had with the Longines Legend Diver when I had it. It's 42, which is a nice size, and it's not thick. It's 12 millimeters or so thick. But the lug to lug is 53, and even on my 7.5-inch wrist, the lugs were just peeking over. There was just way too long. The lugs.
It does stretch it out, doesn't it?
It did. It did. Yeah. It just ruined it. Otherwise, it's a beautiful watch.
Now, Thomas posted another link in the private chat.
Yeah, that was just a brand of watches that I'd been looking at. I stumbled across them. Well, they've been recommended to me, and I'd taken a look at them this week. And there are a couple of watches in there that I quite like the look of, and they're quite reasonably priced. A brand called Gavox. It's a Belgian brand. If you just scroll down, you'll see a couple of their watches on down below. That one on the right really took my fancy. The white dialed one, the Avidiver, the white PVD one. That was 700 euros. It had a really interesting way that the bezel, the orange tipped marker on the bezel, was rotated round with the second crown at 2 o'clock. So that marker actually turns around with the second crown. So it can act as a sort of GMT marker or a timer on your bezel. Or
right.
I love the orange accents with the dial.
I was just going to say that, and especially for Orange Hand, it has orange hands.
Absolutely, yeah. I was going to recommend it for Orange Hand myself. Yeah.
Sorry, I beat you to it, Thomas.
Yeah, just this style. Yeah, so it's 578 euros, that one. I really like that design.
Yeah. Those, I don't know if you want to call them ghosted indices. The numerals.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? I'm sure they loom
Hmm.
up quite brightly.
Mm-hmm. I like that though.
Is that ghosted, or is that like some sort of? Is that like a sandwich dial of some sort?
No, I
or-
don't think it's a sandwich dial. I just think it's loomed. The loom color.
like recessed a little bit, maybe.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
That's got
It
Or
does look sandwich, doesn't it? Yeah, it does actually.
well, it might just be like they just cut it out, right, and put a bit of loom.
It's hard to tell.
yeah.
Yeah.
It does
Almost
look
looks
sandwich
like a-
somewhat. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
It
maybe.
almost looks like an insert. Almost.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the date wheel is behind there. I'm guessing. Let's watch a video, see if that has the loom shot in it.
Hello, Michael Happy here, and I
Oh.
just want to have a quick talk about this little triangle here I use as a marker. Usually, you do have internal bezel where the entire bezel is turning. Here, I made a special triangle that moves on top of the dial, and this is used as a marker. What can I do with this one? First of all, I can use it as a chronograph. Putting it in front of a hand, the hand will start moving and I can know how much time elapsed since I put the hand on the marker. Or I can do it on the minute, but I could as well do it on the hours if I want to chronograph a rough time of 12 hours. So that's the first thing. Another thing I can use as a timer. This triangle is a marker. And let's say you need to arrive here from the minute hand. It's about 49 minutes to come to this point. So it's a timer. Whenever this hand comes close to this one, I know it's finished. And the last one, which is not the least, because many people ask me the question, how can I use it for a second time zone? This is very easy. This triangle can be set based on the difference between the other time zone. Imagine here in Belgium, we are GMT +2. So we are 2 hours ahead of the reference time we want to measure. So I set it here, this triangle, on top of the 2 hour marker. Now, if I read the time normally, you would say this is 12. So here we are 10, 12 minutes. Okay? 10 o'clock and 12 minutes. But if we were in GMT, which is the second time zone I need, you just use this marker as the new 12 o'clock position. So imagine here, this is the new 12 o'clock position, and check the hour hand. The hour hand sits around 8 o'clock, and this minute hand show me it is close to 10. So it is 10.
Well,
It's in GMT time, it is 8 o'clock and 11 minutes, 12 minutes here. So it's really easy. Imagine here I am 6 hours away from New York. New York is 6 hours before.
we all know how this works, don't we?
Yeah, so he's interesting little video there.
Yeah, I was trying to be nice about it.
Yeah, I just wanted to see the bloody loom shot. Oh well. Take a look at what else they have. And Megan, if you could get someone on the line with this one, that'd be great.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
Megan.
that'd be
Thank
awesome,
you.
Megan. That'd be great.
Take a look at what else they have.
Yeah,
Sure, why not?
some similar watches. They do some chronographs, some which are themed along motoring, and
Just a reminder, guys, and Megan, if anybody wants to jump on, please feel free. Flippin', if you could post the link again, we'd be more than happy to have anybody come on and talk about anything that they want. Hey, David Williams, welcome. Thanks for stopping by.
Hi, David.
William Rizzo, thank you for stopping by. You must be enjoying the Florida Keys. I'm sure it's lovely down there.
Nice and sunny there.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody, and thank you.
Thanks for joining.
So that's a cool looking chrono, Thomas.
Yeah, very good, very well priced. I think this will be a quartz one, probably by the looks of it, by the price. But yeah, some nice budget watches.
Yeah. Ronda quartz.
Where did you find these guys, Thomas? Just in your travels?
Yeah, just on my travels around the internet, and
Okay.
Megan was suggesting them to me as well.
That dial right there, that reminds me a lot of the Type 20.
Yeah, very Zin-like as well, like Chip Gage does. Yeah, those syringe hands are very Zen-esque.
Yep, true.
PVD, same one. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of similar styles from here on in. There's similar looking chronographs and similar looking Avidivers. I really like that Avidiver that we first saw.
Are they actually supplying watches to the military?
I'm not too sure. I'd have to check a bit further into that. They could well be.
Squadron watch made based on what Gavox sells to the Air Force.
Ah,
So,
may well be.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Lovely blue.
Yep.
And it's loading very slowly.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to ask, what's everybody wearing today?
I'm wearing an Aragon.
Nice.
I'm wearing the Pioneer again. That's what I've been wearing
Beautiful.
all weekend. So.
Love that watch.
Yeah, is it on the rubber strap at the moment?
Yeah, it's on the rubber. It's going to stay on the rubber for the whole summer, I think.
Yeah.
Smart idea.
Mm-hmm. I've got the Aragon.
Nice. Nice.
And you're with the, I take it you've got the Doxer on.
You guessed correctly, yes.
Have you taken it off?
Very nice.
I have taken it off. I actually wore my my Polar the last 2 days because it was getting very jealous of the Doxa. So
See, GMT Master's got a Bond Seamaster on.
yes, yes.
Anyone else in the chat? Planet Ocean earlier for David Williams.
William Rizzo, Blue Dial, Orient Triton.
Chip Gage, 1942 VC triple calendar.
That's my watch, Chip. That's my watch.
That's Blue Shirts Grail.
Nice.
Beautiful. That is my watch.
Geezer's got a white Daytona ceramic.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Wisconsin watch guy still got the Hulk on.
Yep. Very nice. Orange Hand has the what did he have? Sorry, I missed it. I missed the chat. It scrolled down on me.
Where is he?
I don't think he's
I don't think.
Wearing his Speedy Mark II.
he says it's Explorer 2.
Explorer 2.
Explorer 2.
There you go.
think all those nice watches are a great segue to the next piece of news. I think
Yeah,
Sure.
right.
the Elange did the reissue of their time zone Lange 1. So that was a very nice release this week.
Yes. And a beautiful movement. Oh.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I haven't seen the movement yet.
Yeah. Click on the, if you can go to the link that NS something posted in the chat and you scroll down, there's a beautiful shot of the movement. Which metal is your favorite, NS?
Well, I'm a white gold, white metal type of person.
Me too.
And the dial is very nice on the white gold one.
Mm-hmm.
But the rose gold with that nice off-white dial
Mm-hmm.
and all like the
Ooh,
rose
yeah.
gold hands, that one does look very, very nice with the blue accents.
It does.
So,
Like an ivory dial, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
very beautiful.
although I mean the yellow gold is not bad either.
No.
Right? Let's be perfectly honest.
Exactly. Exactly. You wouldn't turn down any of them.
Yeah.
I love the black dial of the white metal one.
Yes.
That looks cracking.
So do I. It's very easy to read and very
Yeah,
it really
very
pops.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So this is worthy competition to the Patek World time.
Easily, I would say, yes.
Yeah, in a way. It's different, right? It's more like the GLC Geographic in the way that it operates. Yeah, it's a different watch. I do prefer this kind of watch where you really have two dials for the times.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's more useful than a world time, right? A world time's a little bit hard to read, and
Correct.
it always works a little bit weirdly. So
And this has sub-seconds.
yeah, it's got sub-seconds.
Which
It's
the
got a
world
date,
time doesn't.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's got a date.
Yep.
No, it's well executed for sure. And the movement is very, very nice. Yeah. Look, I think what's nice here is at the price, you get a nice movement with an actual set of really cool complications.
Mm-hmm.
My big thing with the world time, the classic world time, has always been that it's not a very special complication, right? It's the same as if you would have a 24-hour hand. It's a 24-hour basically ring that goes around, right? It's nothing movement wise, it's nothing special. I know people in the Patek world really, really like it and say it's a classic. It's more of a classic design than a classic feat of engineering.
That's a fair point.
I just love the fact that this has got two dials on it, so it actually displays a dual time. And then you've got at the 5 o'clock position, you've got the little arrow that points to your second time zone. It's just great. It's all simply laid out, and it displays it all the information for you there. And
Yeah, I just love that it's also, at least for someone with my size wrist, the size is perfect. 41.9. It's 10.9 high. It's just really, it's hand wound. Not that, a micro rotor wouldn't be nice, or a full automatic with a full size rotor would be nice, but hand wound, 21,600 beats per hour. It's just really, really, really nice. Says here the yellow gold version is limited to 100 pieces.
Yeah, I saw that. That's why it's so weird because usually the yellow gold is not
Right.
the most expensive, right, of the
Or the
models.
limited one.
Yeah, like usually the white gold will always be not crazy more expensive, but a tiny more expensive, and so is the white gold. But here the white gold, the yellow gold is the most expensive.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 52,200 euros for the yellow gold,
Mhm.
49,200 for the white gold, and the same for the pink gold.
Wow.
And Chip, to answer your question, I think you'll get at least the white gold and pink gold. You'll be able to get a discount at
At the boutique?
and 2 years from now, you'll get a discount on top of that discount. It's definitely not the type of watch that you would want to buy new right away. But it's a lot of value. By the time you can pick it up used, there will be a ton of value.
It's beautiful. It really, really is beautiful.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. Gorgeous.
Yeah, the boutique in Manhattan sent me an email saying when when they get this in August or September, they'll let me know, and if I want to come in and see it,
Oh, nice.
just to let them know. Yeah, they're really wonderful. They're constantly reaching out to me. And so far I've never even stepped foot in there. So all I did was like you, Flippin'. I ordered the catalog from them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Has anybody else got that yet, or tried to?
Well, I got it. I think last year I got their catalog, but I don't know if there's. Well, no, I got it last year and the year before. I don't know if the Richemont brands are sending a physical catalog this year.
Yeah.
I don't think JLC is anymore. When you go to the order a catalog page, it goes to the page where you can get the PDF version of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're still sending them with the
Right.
whole, COVID stuff. Right? It's
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
probably a big headache.
Is there a Lange boutique in Montreal?
I don't think there's a boutique unless that changed, but there is an AD.
There is an AD. Okay.
It's the same AD that basically sells all of Swatch and all of Richemont plus Rolex. It's like this place that basically has everything.
Hey,
Hi, Chi-Town. You
yeah, I
well?
was going to say, hey, Chi-Town, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. And then the real question: do we need a world time?
Do we really need world time? Isn't a GMT enough when we have smartphones today?
Well, I would go one step further. Do you really need a GMT? I think most people can know their table of 12 for subtraction and addition. So I think that would be the real question, because the thing about like world times and GMTs also is there's, especially world times, there's so many things that are changing, right? Like different countries are changing their time zones. They're changing whether or not they do daylight savings. So I don't know. I think it's more curiosity than an actual useful complication.
Yeah. And it's
Well, go ahead.
no, sorry, I don't really have my words put together properly.
I was just going to say, in defense and along with other Explorer 2 owners, there is definitely a need for a GMT, only especially with the Explorer 2 and the 42 millimeter version of it, is that with that watch you get that absolutely beautiful, huge, giant orange GMT hand.
Yeah, that's a good way looking at.
And I'm sure Orange Hand will second that.
I mean, that's another point. I've never really thought a GMT was important, to be honest with you, because I don't travel that much, and I've never really thought GMT's function is that important.
Well, I mean, I've worked with people all over the place for so long, right? With people in Europe and mostly like, mountain time zone and central. And so I'm already always calculating about 4 or 5 different time zones every day during the day. So hasn't been a big deal for me for sure. But I get if somebody always needs to know what the actual GMT time is, right? Yeah, look, I think again, it's if we start saying that, you could say, do we need dates? Do we need chronographs? Do we need watches?
Right. I was going to say,
Yeah,
do we need watches?
Yeah, you can take it further and further down the line, can't you?
Yeah. When was this article? Oh, this is the. Okay.
And on the topic of Lange catalogs and books, we had a suggestion. Somebody wanted to do a stream on books. We noticed that Giza and a couple of other the punters were mentioning their favorite books last week. And if any of you'd like to hop on the stream next week and bring your favorite books and show us and contribute and recommend books to the rest of us, we'd love that. And we'd really like that. So if next week you'd like to bring on any books and show us, that'd be brilliant. We'd love that.
And welcome, Zombie Boozer. I'd just like to say, Zombie Boozer, in regards to your comment where you say when the EMP strikes, you're going to want all the complications you can get. I'd like to counter that with saying that when the EMP does strike, I think watches will be the last of our worries. Just want to say that.
True. Well said. Well said. Once again, I want to invite anybody that wants to come on. Please feel free.
Absolutely.
We'd love to have anybody that wants to come on just to say hi, talk about watches.
And,
it's great to see Junior Johnson last week. Yeah,
I see the Junior's there, and I wanted to ask him any movement on that Omega you were looking at.
Oh yeah, the one he offered. He's going to offer $150 for.
Yeah, that was a nice classic Omega he was looking at.
I wish. I forget how to get myself off of here.
He has it.
Nice.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Junior.
Yeah, congratulations, Junior. Want to come on and
awesome,
tell us
Junior.
about it?
Yeah, please come on and
Come on and
tell us about
it. Oh, I'd love to hear about that.
Mm-hmm. We're all just going to sit here quietly until you.
Read all the congratulations that are flowing in.
Yeah, we're going to wait for you to jump on now, Junior.
We're running out of subjects. I'll post another link in the private chat. Because that also came out today, this week. I don't know, have you guys ever heard about Atelier de Chronométrie? They're based in Barcelona, and they've made a bunch of small series watches that they number, and their latest one is actually very, very cool. It's a nice chrono with a Venus movement, very nicely finished, very cool looking movement.
I must
Venus
say, Megan,
185.
I prefer no date as well. Yeah, I prefer no date watch. Wear and wind. Sorry, wind and wear, should I say?
What bothers me is when you get a date window that doesn't match the background of the date wheel that doesn't match the color of the dial.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
that should just be standard. Might not be as easy to read, but you focus on it for a second and you've got it. So
Yep. Guys, I'll be right back.
okay.
Yeah, sure.
Megan, we're gonna hold you to that one.
This is a new release, is it then, NS?
Yep. It's basically based on let me find it. It's a Venus. Is it like a 185?
I quite like those teardrop plugs. They're nice.
Yeah.
Or based on a Venus 185. I'm not sure exactly. But yeah, they're a really cool little company that's been taking older movements. And most of their watches before were time only, and they're all numbered, all very limited editions. And this one, they finally tackled a chronograph, and yeah, super nicely finished, very well executed. Not cheap, but very well done.
Yeah, I've never heard of these.
Yep.
Atelier de Chronometre.
Yeah, I'll post the actual website for the brand in the private chat. See, most of their previous series were mostly just time only, with older movements. Like one of the things that they did in the past, which not a lot of people do, because you get a lot of brands take like a lot of old Hamilton and Zenith movements and things like that. But if you look at, like, let's say the is it the number 4, I think, or number 3, they took older classic Omega movements that you don't see as often. So really cool watches. And it's not every day that you see a small company like that out of Spain.
Yeah, Orange Hand, jump on. That'd be great.
Very cool, Orange Hand. 1 second.
So, do you know much about this company then, NS?
I mean, they're based in Barcelona.
Right.
They mostly do, up to now, they've mostly done old vintage movements and time only, and they refinish the movements, and they'll sometimes do like interesting dials. Like, I think there was one, maybe was the number 5 or number 6 that had sort of like a world map on the dial, kind of like what you would see on a world time, but without the world time function. That's number 4, actually. Yeah, with a Cloisonne enamel dial. Really nice.
Nice. I love enamel dials. Great.
So are they rebuilding old movements or copying them?
I think look, don't I might be full of crap here, but they might be taking new old school, new old stock movements. They might be no NOS movements. They say that they do build their own pieces with CNC, so I don't know. I'm not sure. They're not. I don't know that much about them.
That's an interesting way of doing it.
Welcome, Orange Hand. How are you doing, my friend?
Hey
Hello.
guys, I'm doing good. How are
Hey,
you?
Orange Hand, welcome.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see all of you. I thought I would jump on.
Right on.
Good.
Oops.
Good stuff.
Yeah, there's been lots
So, please-
lots to pay attention to on the watch scene these days. It's kind of exciting. I'm looking forward to Tuesday with the new Tudor coming up.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, is that the blue 58?
That's the rumor. It looks that way, and I can't even believe that people are saying it's going to be cheaper than the regular 58.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
More
really,
fantastic color.
I'm really interested to see the amount of hype that watch is gonna garner if it really is like a blue 58.
Yeah.
Given the current circumstances and everything, I'm kind of interested in seeing how it all pans out.
I'm hoping they call it a 69 and it becomes a Marine Nationale true snowflake with no surrounds, snowflake dial, white hands, white markers. I think that would just be spectacular.
French naval inspired.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that would be outstanding.
It would be nice if they had a real snowflake dial. I find that's missing even from the Black Bay, like the standard one. It would be really cool to have.
Yeah, I mean, Tudor might be the fun little brother of Rolex, aren't they? A bit more adventurous. So that
Yes, definitely.
you would hope that they could do something like that.
GMT
It sure would be
Masters
nice.
Tudor Tuesday.
Do we need another theme for day of the week for posting pictures?
Yeah.
That's the worst day.
I thought we already had Speedy Tuesday.
We already do have Speedy Tuesday.
But
Tudor's
if
got to
you
go
go
with Thursday.
if you go on social media, like every single day, there's like 56 different ones. There's like FP Jaune Friday, Fume Friday. There's
Seiko Saturday.
Yeah, it's like 26 different things. At some point, it's like just post a picture of your watch already. It doesn't matter.
You're getting sick of it now, Ernest.
Yeah, it's just
the novelty's worn off.
Yep.
Oh shoot! Oh, oops.
So Orange Hand, have you gone to ADs or?
I went to a small shop just here in town to pick up a clasp from Omega that I ordered before the lockdown. It took about 3 or 4 months to get here, so I just needed a clasp for my Speedy Mark II bracelet, and went in to pick it up. And it was quiet. It's not a busy shop to begin with, but it was an interesting experience. Certainly different than I've been used to in the past. There's plexiglass screens hanging from the ceiling everywhere, and you're behind a barrier for most of the time. It was what it was. I was just happy to get my new clasp.
Yeah. I was Friday. I went to two of the 4 ADs that are local to me, and pretty much the same thing. One London Jewelers, which is a multiple brand AD, They only let a certain amount of people in. They took your temperature and copied down your license when you went in, and you were assigned a salesman, and they followed you around wherever you went. I didn't see anything new or exciting. The only thing my closest ID that I saw was I posted in the Discord. I saw a beautiful Duometra that I shared with everybody on there, and with NS something, and a beautiful '90s 16713 GMT Master 2, a two-tone that I really fell in love with. But there was no Steel Sports. They did have some 41 millimeter date justs, which I hadn't seen in a long time. In fact, my local AD had a blue dial one, which was surprising.
Yeah, that two-tone GMT was lovely.
Yeah,
looks good on your wrist, Blue Shirt.
Yeah, I know. It's just if I get that, then something's got to go, and I don't know. I haven't been wearing my Explorer, but I love that watch, so it's a tough decision. But yeah, that watch looked good on my wrist. It felt so good with the Jubilee. It's just it's a tough decision to make, and I absolutely fell in love with that Duometra, even though it wasn't the chrono version. What a beautiful watch! What a beautiful movement. It's not an inexpensive watch, that's for sure, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, they really are beautiful.
He's just saying,
it was a stunning watch. I saw the picture on the Discord.
Did you?
We ought to just give Williams Watches Discord a shout out here, and if anybody's not on at the moment, get in touch with Williams Watches and get him to give you the link, and it's a great little chat room if you want to post pictures and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and there's clubs for pretty much every brand out there, and that's a sub. I think there's a car channel on there. It's cool, and a lot of the people that we see on all these channels are all there. So I recommend it.
I signed up for that years ago and never used it, and I've still got the app, so I can actually get on there.
Yeah, definitely you should, Flippin'.
Yeah.
In fact, I posted a couple of advertisements for this show on there. Just to spread the word. Yep.
Right on.
Yep.
So just to quickly answer Megan Arthur's question,
sure.
I like watches with orange hands. So I've got a 216570 Modern Explorer 2 black dial, and I've got Speedy Mark II original 60s, early 70s, 1970. I've got a vintage Doxa from the late 60s racing dial. I like a lot of racing inspired chronographs. I've got a Yema, vintage Yema from the 60s Rallygraph Super. So I like a lot of racing inspired watches, typically with orange hands.
You're wearing your heart on your sleeve, orange hand.
That's me. That's it. That's it. I don't know why, but it's really funny. Like when I heard Earl Box talking about the Ultraman today on the Phillips auction, and he called out the orange hand, and I kind of went like, it's kind of amazing how many great watches there are out there that have that that feature. And it's really the 1970s, and I guess
Right.
maybe because I'm a product of the 1970s,
Yep.
I like watches that are of the 70s, and orange hands were certainly popular back then.
Popular
Sure, indeed.
motif, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very nice accent, and it goes well with a lot of different dials, right? White, black. Yeah, it's a really nice feature. I love orange hands as well.
Yeah.
Just say hi to Lee Jasyok and Logan Hall. Welcome, guys.
Hey guys, welcome both, Lee, Logan. Good to see you, pal.
You guys,
Haggis.
That Milgauss you've got on screen there, flipping, that would be
Oh,
something.
yes.
Mm.
That would. If they redid it like that with the rotating bezel, that'd be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah. What
Very
else have
nice
we got
watch.
on this? If anybody cares, look at a few more of these.
Well, one of the watches with an orange hand was Blue Shirt's Doxa, and I think he'd got a little bit about Doxa for us, hadn't you, Blue Shirt?
I do. Let me post that so we can go to that. All right, let me get my stuff here. Well, since I've joined Doxa Nation, I figured I'd do some research and tell you guys a little bit about the brand that I've been recently introduced to and really fallen in love with. The Doxa story begins in the small town of Lalac, Switzerland, which is in the cradle of Swiss watchmaking, the Jura Mountains. I'm gonna botch this, so pardon my pronunciation. George Ducommun was one of 13 children, and was only 12 years old when he began his apprenticeship with an established watchmaker in 1880. George's family was not well off, so he had to contribute, whatever he made to the family income. But he had a temperament for hard work, discipline, that, and combined with a passion for mechanical precision and beauty, it paid off as he steadily increased his skill and knowledge in watchmaking. He slowly started to build a solid reputation for ingenuity and an attention to detail, quick service, and great customer service. He even walked 20 kilometers to deliver a watch one time.
Wow.
As he progressed, he soon realized that he needed to break out of his comfort zone. So he opened his own business, Georges Ducommun Fabrique Doxa, in 1889 at the age of 21. So, and Flippin's got the picture of the watch that I have. Doxa is Greek for glory.
Interesting.
Yes. Over time, it has also come to signify the splendor of timepieces with a reputation for value, quality, exceptional workmanship. George had a great skill and was starting to his skill was starting to be recognized beyond the Jura Mountains, Neuchâtel, and Switzerland. he had designed a pocket watch, which was honored at the Exposition Universelle at Internationale at the World's Fair held in Liège, Belgium in 1905. In 1906, he had an anti-magnetic Doxa pocket watch, and that won the gold medal at the World's Fair in Milan, Italy. During the early years of the 20th century, automobile endurance racing were all the rage. And in 1908, he filed a patent for the 8-day Doxa caliber dashboard clock, which became standard equipment on Bugatti's racing cars. And it actually found its way into other automobile brands and even started to be used in ships and airplanes as well.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, George was constantly driven to innovate and to achieve watches with great durability, split-second precision. When this is what's really interesting. He passed away in 1936, and at that time, his son-in-law, Jacques Nardin, who is the grandson of Ulysse Nardin, took over the helm of the company. While the focus remained on travel and sports timepieces, Doxa continued to develop watches for all types of customers and introduced such innovations as alarms, ring watches, and brought about some technical advances such as pointer date and jumping seconds hands. Doxa's aesthetic credentials were cemented by an instant classic in 1957 with the minimalist Bauhaus-inspired graphic dress watch collection. 10 years later, a purpose-built, professional-grade sub-style dive watch was developed with diving legend Jacques Cousteau. It introduced radical innovations that made it a benchmark in the military and professional divers, even to this day. Then briefly, like with every other brand, they got through the quartz crisis, and the Jenny family currently owns them. To this day, Doxa is still 100% hand assembled in the heart of Switzerland. They've just moved their headquarters. They're now in Biel, Switzerland. So that's a bit of the history. We're getting to the to what they're famous for. Recreational diving became popular after World War II, after the invention of the Aqualung breathing regulator. Urs Etchi, again, I'm sorry for badly mispronouncing his name, was head of product development at Doxa at this time. And he wanted to make a diver's watch specifically for recreational and professional divers. And he set up a team that included diving legends Claude Wesley and Jacques Cousteau, who actually was one of the inventors of the Aqualung. So I don't know, whoever is old enough out there in the late 60s and early 70s, there was a program on TV, The Undersea Adventures of, or The Undersea World of Jacques Cousteau. And it was usually an hour-long special, and he went all over the world. He had his own ship. He had his own reconverted World War II PBY Catalina flying boat, and he went over and dived all over the world. And on his wrist was a doxa. So it's just very, very interesting story, history, and the 300T is based on the model that they came out with in 1969 that had the U.S. Navy's decompression table on the bezel, just outside of the the normal 0 through 60 numbered bezel.
So a lot of marine heritage in these watches, then.
Yes. Yeah, it said the Doxa Sub 300T made quite a debut splash at Basel World in 1967. It was the first 100% purpose-designed professional-grade sports diving watch. Was launched after 3 years of intense research and development. The radical innovations of the Doxa Sub 300T soon established it as the professional benchmark. The Sub 300T watch got its name as it was water resistant to 300 meters, which is 1,000 feet. And luminous material was on the hands and the dial that came from tritium. Yeah, it's really really a cool watch. And there have been, many special editions over the years, some with like double bubble sapphire glass.
Yeah, they were the anniversary pieces, weren't they? The 50th
Correct.
anniversary pieces.
Right. But the current lineup is pretty much these all come in the same set of colors. There's of dial colors, and each has a different name, for the different color. Like the blue that I have that's on screen is the navy blue is the Caribbean, the black dial's the Shark Hunter.
Yeah, the orange is the professional.
The orange is the professional.
Silver is the Sea Ramblers.
Correct.
How do you feel about the solid gold one that they came out with last year?
Yeah, I saw that. That's that was like 40 grand or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that was quite a statement watch there.
Yeah, it's.
What do you think to these orange hand?
Oh, I think they're fantastic. I actually like the blue the best. That colorway that you have, blue shirt, is awesome. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I just love that shade of blue. I'm not the brighter colors are not they'd be great on the beach, but I'm not really a regular beach goer, so I think that would probably suit me the best. The blue or maybe the silver, what is that called? The Sea Rambler?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, the silver one.
Yeah.
The silver one's great too.
Yeah,
and
those are the two most wearable ones.
I agree. They also did a lot of research, and that the orange is the most legible the color that you can see
at depth.
At depth. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So they have the Sub 200, which has a regular bezel. It's 42 millimeters, 14 high. It's water resistant to 200 meters. It's got an ETA 2824.
Now, Blue Shirt, are you familiar with an author named Clive Cussler?
Yes.
Right. So
I forgot to mention
pretty
that.
Cool, also. Yeah.
Yes. For anybody who's read the adventure novelist Clive Cussler, the hero in the books, Dirk Pitt, wore a doxa, and it's constantly mentioned in the books.
And the orange dial too.
And the orange dial, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So between Dirk Pitt and Jacques Cousteau, it's got some pretty cool connections.
The new carbon one is actually looks nice. It's a little bit expensive, but I mean it's expected for the materials, right? It was never going to be cheap.
Right. Yeah, that's the sub 300 carbon Aqualung U.S. divers version called the Shark Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
What I like about that one is that it really kind of shows that Doxa has a future, right? Like it's not just vintage reissues and looking back.
Right, yeah.
It's got the traditional shape, but it's, here's some modern materials and, a really modern look. So it's good to see.
Yeah, and they're also not like jumping the shark. No pun intended. I just realized what I just did there. They didn't come out with that and then price at like $9,000 or something, right? Like a lot of companies are doing. They're adding like something very, very small and overcharging for it.
Right. That's the great thing about Doxa. It's great value per money, and this special edition is only $47.90 US. So it's not ridiculous. It's the same dimensions as the regular 300T. In fact, it's slightly thinner. It's 13.4 millimeters thick, whereas the standard 300T is 14 millimeters. But it's got the same other dimensions, 42.5 by 45. So it's nice and compact. I mean, it's a good size, but it sits on my wrist just more perfectly than any other watch that I have. And the beads of rice bracelet is amazing. This version has a COSC ETA 2824 in it, so it's regulated. Where the standard 300T does not.
Blue Shirt, the beads of rice bracelet, people rave about it. I know that there's no taper though, right? Does that bother you at all?
No, it really doesn't. And I was concerned about that too, because I do enjoy a bracelet that tapers, and but no, it doesn't. The bracelet, the clasp on this is it's absolutely outstanding. And like I said, it fits my wrist perfectly.
And it's got a nice sort of easy link extension clasp, hasn't it?
It does. You can adjust it on the fly. It's got two sets of pushers to open the clasp, and then two sets to pull out the extension, and then it ratchets in, so you can get it just right.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's surprising how well the beads of rice bracelet looks on that watch. Beads of rice and shark mesh are bracelets that I find look either like completely horrible on a watch or
fantastic.
Yeah, and I think you need to, for beads of rice, it's got to be like a classic watch, right?
I mean, to me, beads of rice is 60s or 50s Omega Seamaster.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, to me, you say beads of rice, you automatically think Doxa.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't say enough good things about this watch, guys. It's just it's really incredible.
There's a few other with beads of rice. I mean, like the Radar Captain Cook. That's a beads of rice bracelet, I believe. And
yeah, but it fits well on those watches, right? Whereas you have other watches where Shark Mesh is the same way, right? You have watches where it's just doesn't fit, right? Like on this one, it's plus they have like the end of the links, right? Aren't beads of rice. It's just it follows kind of like the sides of the case.
Mhm.
It's just very well done, for the
It is.
price.
It's integrated very well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is, and it's solid. You have that solid feel on your wrist. It's just really nice. And if you want a chronograph, they have a chronograph as well that has a Valjoux 7734 movement in it, which runs at 18,000 vibrations per hour.
Geezer brings up an interesting question. What's the after service like on the docks? I personally don't know. I don't know if anybody here has ever had to have one serviced.
Well, I mean, it's for the 2824. I mean, pretty much anybody, any decent watchmaker should be able to service it. So, and I believe a standard service, at least around me, is between like $300 and $400 on an ETA, maybe a little bit less. Yeah, chip gauge. It's an amazing bang per buck watch that you don't have to worry about. Like I said, I can't say enough good things about it. It's versatile. There's a whole bunch of different color variations. Even the new rubber bands for them now they're rubber, but it's like it's got a beads of rice pattern on it. It's very, very cool.
Carlos sent his back to Doxa, right?
Actually, Carlos had
the 200.
He ordered a Zodiac, and it stopped working on him, so he sent that back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he ordered a sub 200, and they sent him a sub 300.
Okay.
So he got a 50% discount because the 300 is $1,000 more than the 200.
Yeah.
So he got an excellent deal.
Probably shouldn't talk about that.
He got the yellow dial, and he posts pictures of it all the time. He wears it a lot. He's very happy.
Yeah, that's like paying for a Submariner and getting a Sea Dweller.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Not a bad deal.
Great deal.
Well, I think he did. Was it from the same dealer? I think so, right? If it is, I think he deserved it. He had a lot of problems exchanging that watch.
Yeah, I don't know, because I think here in the I don't know how it works outside and where he got. I mean, here in the States, you can only buy from Doxa itself. I know he bought his Zodiac from a jeweler in Maryland, but so I don't know. We'll have to ask him. Too bad he's not in the chat.
Yep. I'm sorry, Orange Hand, I cut you off before.
Well, no, I was just going to ask about the movement in this chronograph. You said it was a vintage Valjoux 7734.
Yep.
I think that's pretty cool. I mean, you don't really hear about watch companies sourcing vintage, movements and putting them in new watches. That's outstanding.
Yeah, it's often such a trial for them to strip it down, the movements, and lubricate them, and then it adds to the cost, doesn't it? So they often end up getting a new movement in.
But
Right.
they're an old company, right? They might have actually had stock of some of these older
Right.
movements on a shelf somewhere.
Yeah, I
right?
wasn't able to find whether these are brand new, newly made movements or new old stock or revamped. Really just says 7734 Valjoux.
Yeah, as
18
far as I know, they don't make that. They don't make those anymore.
17
So-
joule, 45-hour power reserve.
Yeah, it's a great manual wind movement. It's terrific.
Right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's nice to see a manual wind chronograph, isn't it?
Not enough of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Exactly.
For
So the chronograph is 200 meters water resistant, just like the 200. The 300T that I have is actually water resistant down to 1,200 meters.
Yeah, it's funny that they call it a 300T when it's
Right.
when its depth is
Well,
1200. Isn't
I
it?
think that was the nod to
A past model.
exactly.
Right.
And then there's the sub 1500T, which is water resistant down to 1500 meters, and that one has a domed sapphire glass, and that one has the ETA 2892-2 movement in it. It's a little bit bigger. It's 45 by 47 with a 16 millimeter height. And
Yeah,
then
those ones are starting to be pretty big. I've seen some.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry to put in an S. Junie Johnson wants to come on and show his watch, I suppose. So if you can just post the link again.
Oh, that would be awesome. I'll just quickly finish up that there's a sub 4000T, which was a 200 piece limited edition, and that is is water resistant down to 1,200 meters. It's bigger still, 47.5 by 48, and that has a 2897 ETA movement. So they're just really they're a fun watch to have, and I can't recommend them enough.
Yeah, I must say I seriously considered one before I bought my baby Ploprof. It was seriously on my radar.
Yeah,
In fact, they still are. I love dive watches, and they still are on my radar.
yeah. Thank you very much, Megan. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
that was great.
And yes, Chip Gage is saying that Dox's subs trade very, very well on the aftermarket. And the funny thing is, you don't see a lot of them for sale. There aren't a ton of them that people sell. People buy these watches, they use them, they keep them, they hold on to them.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi, Junior. Hi,
Junior,
good
welcome.
friend. You well this weekend?
I'm here. Laura. We had a big storm come through. Laura, but we had fun.
good to see you,
Right.
Junior. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I was able to go see my friend and get the watch. He kind of beat me up. He wanted $189. So he buys coins. And so he had a special silver dollar he wanted to buy or something. So I ended up buying the coin for him, and he gave me the watch.
All right, fair enough.
Nice.
Fair
Yeah.
deal.
So I'm hoping that it runs, but it stops and doesn't keep very good time at all. So I guess we'll see. So what do I do? Just hold this up?
Yeah, flip it
Yeah,
up. You can make
give
it
it a
full
try.
screen. Yep.
Stage is your
Is that it? Can you see it? Or bring it up closer or
lovely.
what?
That's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I don't
very
know. Let me
nice.
see if I get maybe my light might be a little better, huh?
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's got a
and that's you were the one that helped me, buddy. You told me, you know,
Well,
if you
glad I
really
could help.
want it and you like it, I don't know what I'm going to do about. Here's the back of it. It's on this stretchy bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
It's old, and let me see if I can turn it around. Hang on a minute. I'll have to set this down before I
Yeah,
drop it.
no worries, man. Take your time.
Yeah, I don't want to drop it. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, here's the back. It looks pretty nice. And so I guess we'll have to figure out what year it is and see about getting it serviced.
right.
Right.
I quite
But
like that stretchy bracelet. It's quite nice, isn't it?
I know you said something on the Discord about it. Look at it. It's old. But yeah, and it's, I don't know, it's kind of. So I'm going to take it somewhere. I don't know. I don't have a watchmaker around here. There's a jewelry store, but he sends everything out. And I don't know. I'll look around. I sent the Rolex, the Datejust to Christian, Theo and Harris,
Yeah.
and they were really good with me. But I don't know. We'll see.
Hey,
So,
I just wanted to say thank you for stopping by, Megan, and we appreciate you joining us, and thank you for the kind words. And hey, Carlos, good to see you. You just missed my Doxa presentation. My Doxa brother.
Yeah. Take care, Megan. Have a good week.
Yep.
yeah, goodbye, Megan.
I think, Junior, if you once you get it serviced, I think it's should be a very nice watch. You can put a really nice leather strap on it if you want. Yeah, I think for that price, it's a no-brainer. It's not like the service is going to be crazy expensive, and what it probably needs is like an overhaul, right, where they take it all apart and rewind the mainspring, clean everything, and lubricate everything. It's probably not a huge fix. So I think you'll probably be very happy with it once it's serviced.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
once I saw it, and then I looked at it, and I wound it up, and I saw that it was running, but it runs maybe an hour and then it'll stop.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't keep time well at all, and it sounds really crunchy when you run it.
Is that a worn out mainspring?
I have no idea.
It's probably a combination of many things, right? The mainspring probably has an issue, and it could probably be it needs to be cleaned and lubricated. So I would definitely not run it too much.
No, I haven't since I looked at it. Mm-hmm. I checked it out, and then it stopped. Well, maybe an hour later. Mm-hmm. And then I just picked it. I just got home. I'm wore out. We had a big storm go through there, and 70-mile-an-hour winds. Everybody's tents was blowing down. We all had to get in the van. I'm wore out. But I thought, since everybody's on, and I'd show you to watch and see what everybody thought.
No, it's awesome, Junior. And, if you get that thing serviced, I'm sure you'll have it and enjoy it for a long time. It's really nice looking.
Yeah, I'm hoping, because I have no idea. But why not, huh?
Yeah, it's really cool when you can get a watch like that locally, right? You don't have to order it on Chrono24 or something, or eBay, and you don't know what you're getting if you're getting like a fully like scratched watch or something, right? It's cool to be able to see it and just buy it like that. That's
exactly.
It's more and more rare because you have so many people out there just scooping up all the watches they can find and then putting them up on eBay or
yeah,
right. And it's gold plated, but it looks. I'm looking at it right now. It looks pretty good. It's got a couple little nicks in it, but it doesn't look too bad. And I thought, well, I'll go ahead and buy them and $1 and take the watch.
Mm,
It looks lovely, Junior, and a steal of a price. And I must
Yeah.
say, once it's overhauled and once it's serviced, it should run for a long time, and it should give you plenty of pleasure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
mhm.
thought. Got
I've
a
got
nice band on it.
I've got a 1950s Omega, and it runs like a dream. I've had it serviced by Omega, and it's
Hang on,
it's
let me
great.
see this down.
Yeah, and the gold plated should not turn you off for that kind of watch, because
Right.
for that era, right? It was to be expected for a brand
Mhm.
like that. It's not like a Calatrava or something like that. So it's period appropriate. So why
Yeah,
not? It's a
absolutely.
really beautiful watch.
Yeah, the date's framed out real nice on it. It's pretty watch, and it's the like the pie pin,
Mhm.
the dial is, and it looks like it's got a plastic crystal on it, but it's pretty nice. I like it.
Hey, a shot in the dark. Welcome.
Yep. No, it's a
I thought
you got a great deal, really.
you did.
And
I'm
look,
really
and like I said on Discord, no matter what you would have bought, even if you bought one that was running better, you still want to have it serviced anyway, right?
Right.
So it's not like it's not like having it have issues is a huge drawback. You paid so
Right.
little for it. It's such a great deal that it's a watch you would have serviced anyway. Why not? It's a great deal.
yeah.
That's
Really
what I
happy
thought.
for you, Junior.
Yeah,
Really
definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
And welcome, James. Showcase Watches. Thank you for dropping by.
Welcome.
Welcome, James. How you doing?
Okay, fellas, I'm gonna get off here. I just wanted to show you.
Right on.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Yep.
Junior.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll
Congrats,
talk back
Junior.
in the chat. Yeah, thank you guys.
Yep.
Congrats, man.
Bye.
Well, that's awesome.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's such a cool find. You know, it's rarer and rarer to find these. There's a website in Canada that sells like those kinds of older vintage watches, right? That aren't crazy priced, but over the years, what you see are more and more the watches are more and more beat up, right? And they're higher and higher priced. So nowadays you get a watch that's like completely destroyed for thousands of dollars. It's really cool to see someone get a watch in a really good condition at a really cool price. That's really cool.
It is. I'm really happy for Junior. And
Definitely.
if you get, like you said, Thomas, he gets that serviced.
It should run for a long time. Yeah.
It should, exactly.
Yeah. Should give him good service, definitely.
Yeah,
It's also cool he gets to bring it back to life, right? Like this is something that's not
Absolutely,
running.
yeah.
It was
Give it
kind
a
of
new
just
lease of life. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. And on Discord, I posted the well, it's the 2018, but it probably didn't change much. The 2018 price sheet. And what's really cool is that family of movement is still fully serviceable, and they still fit within the normal pricing for Omega. So you're not going to pay extra. The only thing is they have to send it back to Switzerland, but otherwise, you know, it's still within. Even though it's an old watch, it's still within those movements that they will service it for a reasonable price and, you know, get you back a fully serviced watch that runs well.
So I've posted you a link in the chat for the Cabot Watch Company, which was a British company I was going to take you over briefly.
Okay, great. Awesome. I was going to say...
Established in 1972 by Raymond Meller purely to make watches for the military. The GS Navigator and the pilot's mechanical asymmetrical chronograph, which is a bit of a mouthful, were quickly established as a military issue to thousands of troops, RAF pilots and navigators. In 1980, CWC made the first quartz watch supplied to Her Majesty's forces, which was called the G10, the quartz nicknamed the Fat Boy. And in the same year, won the contract for the watch that replaced the Rolex MILF sub as the Royal Navy Divers watch, which the 1980 Royal Navy Diver Automatic, it was called, probably the rarest mill sub to date. The CWC logo was changed from a simple typeface on all models, and these were issued with the new oval logo from 1982 onwards. In 1982-83, the CWC Royal Navy Quartz Divers was issued, which remained the watch of choice for the Royal Navy well into the new millennium. And in 1987, the new watch was requested by the MOD. The Black Special Boat Service issued Quartz 300-meter SBS divers watch. CWC continued to supply this watch to selected branches of the forces today throughout the 90s and well into the new millennium. CWC supplied the MOD with thousands of G10 watches for the British Army and the Royal Navy. The GS-2000 was issued to the RAF, also Royal Navy divers watches, aircraft and ships, clocks, stopwatches and straps. Today, CWC continues to supply watch and CWC straps to Her Majesty's forces. The CWC strap watch wrist nylon is the official term for the NATO strap, and they currently stock Phoenix straps and CWC straps. CWC watches are manufactured to military specifications, which include fixed strap bars, and this heritage continues throughout the whole range. They also make upgrades or enhancements to improve performance, and their GS Sapphire is uprated to 200 meters waterproof and features a sapphire glass and 8-year lithium battery module. Many older watches still survive today, having seen military service, a true testament to their durability, and some CWC watches are now becoming rare and collectible, such as the 1980 CWC G10, the 1980 CWC Royal Navy Divers Watch, the CWC 1970s GS Navigators Mechanical Watches, CWC Pilots 1970s Chronograph, the SBS issued watches, and the CWC Royal Navy issued Quartz watches. They say we are extremely proud of our heritage and products, which not only give great service but also great pleasure to own. And they say our history and experience extends right back into World War II, where the founder served in the Merchant Navy, transporting British and US servicemen aboard the Queen Elizabeth troop ship.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went on to work in the watch industry as managing director of UK operations for some well-known established manufacturers before starting CWC 1972, and every CWC watch carries the quality and durability inherent in all genuine military watches. Strength, durability, and clarity and precision and functionality designed purely for purpose. And they have a factory in the Swiss Alps which produces the movements. So some which really caught my eye, which were the CWC reissue watches. So if you go to the top and go to where it says range, and you go to the heritage reissue watches, there's a great range here. So there's the CWC Mellor on the left. Now, this one's a tribute to the first watch that Raymond Mellor made for the Ministry of Defence. This is a remake of the 1970s issue mechanical hand-wound watch issued to the British Army, the W10, and the RAF 6BB. Classic military design, luminous hands and markers, acrylic glass, very clear to read and functional and reliable. Very smart timepiece that will provide years of service. It's a 38mm, 40-hour power reserve. It's got 50-meter water resistance. It's got a broad arrow and the T markings for tritium. It's £449, this one. But a lovely watch. It's got that classic W10 look. Same as the Hamilton Pilot Pioneer.
So, Thomas, do you know, did Hamilton, did they supply the British military before CWC or after? How are these two watches so similar?
I think that Hamilton may have supplied them before CWC. Yeah, CWC supplied from.
Yeah, they're virtually identical watches. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think CWC from the 80s, so from 79 onwards, I think it was.
I'm looking at the military issued ones, and there's this 1980 CWC Royal Navy diver. That's really nice looking.
Yeah, so
Really nice. 45 millimeters, so it's the same size as the 50 fathoms.
So the Royal Navy diver is this is the one that replaced the
mill sub.
Rolex mill sub.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very
So
cool watch.
This watch replaced the Rolex mill sub as a diver's watch to the Royal Navy and made to exacting specifications. This one's made to the exacting specifications of the original and probably the rarest mill sub ever made for the Royal Navy divers units, apparently. There's different loom options in this one. There's a dark vintage, a light vintage, and a C3.
Right, yeah.
Made to MOD specifications except for the tritium loom.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful. It's got the gorgeous sword hands that the Omega's renowned for.
The light vintage looks really nice,
doesn't it? That's the one.
Yeah.
That's really that's got me. I'm looking at it right now on in a separate window I've opened up. Really, really nice.
Yeah.
Limited to 600 pieces. So 2,000 pounds. So that's what, about 20?
That's for the automatic model. Yeah.
Yeah, $2,300.
That's for the automatic model. They do a quartz version of this as well.
And did you say, Thomas, that they make their own movements in Switzerland?
They have a factory in Switzerland and a factory in England. I think they just take them already.
Right there it says it's an ETA.
Yeah, an ETA, yeah.
28, 24, yeah.
They take already manufactured movements from Switzerland, yeah.
So it's got fixed strap bars. So you're using a NATO, and that's it. But that's cool.
Yeah.
So the quartz version of this is £899. The quartz Royal Navy Divers watch. It's again a reissue of the.
Yeah, I feel like you might as well just buy the automatic.
Exactly.
Quartz CWC Royal Navy Diver.
It's beautiful, and to be honest with you, Thomas, I've never really run across this before. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these are the watches that went to the Falklands War.
Right.
These divers.
Go down. They actually make a pocket watch. Like what movement is in there? I'm interested all of a sudden.
Cool.
Oh, with a Unitas.
Unitas.
Divers quartz watches, mechanical automatics, divers chronographs, pocket watches.
That's not bad for the price. With a Unitas movement in it, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pocket watches started to make a comeback with the hipsters, didn't they?
Did they? That's scary. Yeah, that's cool. You know, the numerals and everything. It's if you want a pocket watch that's not too expensive.
The NATOs they had on those other watches with the broad arrow printed onto the NATO, those are pretty badass.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Let me see those.
Yeah, and they do the SBS one, which is a special boat service, as opposed to the SAS, which is a special air service.
Definitely a cool watch. If I had $2,000 to spare, I would get one of these. This is a really cool watch
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Lovely.
with
I
some
think-
real history behind it. Like you said, this is the
Absolutely,
watch that went to the Falklands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you guys?
This was issued to the soldiers that went to the Falklands. So
Have you guys heard anything about this FedEx?
I've heard a lot of things are going missing at the moment.
Yeah.
Through FedEx and DHL and different couriers.
Yep. Everybody. Yeah. I don't know that it's it's obviously not just FedEx, but
Right.
yeah, it's sucks.
Wow.
Well, 2 weeks ago
300.
there were those two Moser watches that got stolen in transit, right? A Streamliner and that MB&F and Moser watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went all over social media, and before it was posted on social media, apparently it was being offered to dealers, and gray dealers were offering them.
Really?
Yeah, so that's actually pretty crazy.
Really?
Yeah. I've got I'll post something in the future about this, and it's just weird. They don't know what they're doing, it seems like. So,
But it's actually getting a little bit better. I know this is a little bit off topic, but in Canada and the U.S., pretty much everywhere, they're finally, it seems, getting a handle on the crazy volume that they've had.
Right.
yeah.
It's getting there. I know I've ordered quite a few things recently that have taken almost normal amounts of time to get here. So it's getting better.
That's good.
So one of the classic CWC watches, if you go to the full range again, at the top, is the G10. And this one is a classic that's in 1980, the first quad issued to British forces was made by CWC, and the old logo was used for a couple of years and changed to the oval logo in 1982. The G10s were nicknamed the Fat Boy, as in the case was deeper than the current models due to earlier movements. The last G10 issued was around 2008 and is the same watch today. Superluminova now used instead of tritium, and the battery hatch on the back. About 200,000 G10 watches have been produced for the military based on 10,000 per year over a 28-year period, and 22,000 was supplied to the Royal Navy in 1991. So this is a classic CWC military issue that retails for £219, which is very good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's an absolute bargain. So this is a authentic military issue watch that would have been worn by soldiers. So if any of you are into your military watches, this is one that can be had from CWC.
Mm.
That's,
Very nice. Very nice.
what did I see here? This one. Desert Storm. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a Desert Storm model. It's quite a nice style, isn't it? It's quite a sort of looks like a patina faded dial.
Mm.
Yep, these are cool watches.
Yeah.
Nice prices.
Yeah. Can't argue. Have you ever seen one of these in the wild, Thomas?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've got a friend who's got one of these Fat Boys, the G10s.
Uh-huh.
I've not seen the Quartz Royal Navy Divers or one of the automatic Royal Navy Divers that we were looking at earlier, but I've seen these Fat Boys. They're lovely watches.
Does
yeah.
it? Does he love it?
Oh, he loves it. Yeah, he swears by it. Again, fixed lugs, so the NATO goes through and is secured. Sorry, fixed bar, not lug. Sorry, fixed lug spring bar.
Very nice. Very cool.
And they also retail regimental straps as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get a regimental strap, NATO strap to go with it.
Are those extra cost, or it's just you choose whatever you?
Yeah, they're an extra cost, the
Okay.
straps.
Hey,
Yeah,
Smoke Eater, how are you?
They do a range of Phoenix NATOs, regimental baton NATOs, watch roll, seatbelt NATOs, Falklands Marine straps, all with quick pull adjustment,
Mm-hmm.
national flag colours on the NATOs, leather aviator type straps, NATO style Zulu straps, military type leather watch straps, jump straps, all sorts. So they're offering a lot. A great British watch company to look at.
Sorry about
Very
that. There's a
cool.
lot of thunder here.
No worries. Very interesting, man. Very interesting. You don't hear a lot about them here, so
No, I thought not.
But are those NATOs as good as Tudor and Omega $500 NATOs?
Well, they do a range of different NATOs, like these ones with quick pull adjustment. These Falklands Marine straps with quick pull adjustment. They got special ones, like the one you're just looking at there.
Yeah.
They seem to have some sort of special way of adjusting them, which
Yeah, that's really cool pricing on those.
yeah.
Oh, that's 2 for. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Okay, I see what they're doing.
If you just click on the picture, yeah.
That is definitely cool. If I ever got one of the Royal Navy divers, that's the strap I'd put on it.
Yeah, definitely. There it is on them. So it's got a quick adjustment sort of pull tab.
Yeah, really nice attention to detail.
Just say hi to Smokey, so he's listening in the background.
Yep. Hey,
Howdy,
Smoke
Smoke
Eater.
Eater.
Hey. Well, guys, my lights are kind of flickering here, so I think I'm gonna. And there's a lot of thunder, so I think I should just.
All right, man. Thank you, NS,
Call it a
as
day.
always.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great
Yeah,
speak.
Take it easy, NS.
Yep.
Thanks for
Thanks
joining.
everyone in the chat, Junior, everybody. Congratulations again, Junior, and take care, Blue Shirt, Orange
Take care,
Hand,
man.
Thomas, Flippin', and
Yeah, you too.
we'll catch you guys on the Discord.
Yep.
Yep.
Will do.
Talk
Take
to you
care,
later.
guys.
Have a good week, man.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
And just a reminder, guys, if you can give us a thumbs up before you go, it'd be much appreciated.
That's the one.
Definitely cool, Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, aren't they?
Yeah, they don't get a lot of attention, do they?
No.
Like for what
No.
they are, for the history they've got.
A lot of history supplying the military. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Definitely a brand that, and good value as well. Good value for money for these fat boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, guys, I'm being beckoned,
All right, man.
so afraid.
Yeah, great. Thanks for having us, Zippo.
Oh,
Yeah, thanks as
everybody.
always, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Oh,
No problem.
always
Anytime,
Oh,
Orange
you're
Hand.
welcome.
Thank you.
That's what the channel's for, Orange Hand. It's the Punters channel.
Yep.
yeah.
You're welcome, more than welcome anytime.
Right on. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks,
take care,
everyone.
everybody.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, and don't forget thumbs up, please, and if you can, and yeah, hope to see you next week.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Take care of yourselves.
Take care,
And,
Flippin. Take care, Thomas. Orange
Don't do
Hand.
anything we wouldn't do.
Take care, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Take care of yourselves. Peace.